Hello everyone, welcome to this comparison video. Today we're going to be talking about the 50s Classic Vibe and the 60s Classic Vibe Telecaster. These two guitars look very different and they sound a little different in my opinion, and that's what this whole video is going to be about. I'm going to do a comparison. I'm going to play it clean with no overdrive pedals because I feel like I really want you guys to hear the difference between these two guitars, and I feel like a pedal is going to just kind of throw everything out of the equation. They're not substantially different, but they're different enough that it may sway you one way or another. So this is of course the 50s Classic Vibe with the pine body, butterscotch blonde finish, maple neck, and this is the 60s Classic Vibe with the olive green NATO body and the Indian laurel fretboard with the maple neck. Yeah, same pickups on these guitars, same strings. I'm gonna play clean and I'm gonna play a few riffs, and hopefully you guys get to kind of get an idea as to what they sound like. I'll give you my opinion at the end, so stick around. Love to know your opinion. Please leave a comment. Let's get started with the 50s one. Well, that was it. Like I said, short and simple. You really don't need to do much and play much to hear the differences between these two guitars. Really, if the only thing I can comment about is that I feel like the 60s one is probably the more sturdiest. When I received this guitar, I got it kind of semi brand new. It would still have the plastic coverings on it. I felt like this guitar, let me put down the 50s one. I felt like this particular guitar right out of the box felt great. The frets feel great. Nothing sticking out. The tuners are very solid. They hold tune. Initially, I was not really impressed with the sound of this guitar, but once I got the pickup heights adjusted, sounded really great. The switch feels great. Everything feels really good about the guitar. Really, really solid. But it is a thicker sounding guitar. It's a little warmer. I feel like it's really good for like that bluesy kind of tone. So if you're stuck between wanting to choose these guitars, think of this. If you want a classic, very much the standard Telecaster sound, the one that everybody thinks of when they think of a Telecaster, go for the 50s. If you want something a little thicker, a little meatier, something that will just be a little bit more bluesy sounding, a little thicker, maybe more for jazz, not to say that the 50s can't do that, but this would probably suit your needs more. This is more warm to the ears, I would say. Very, very smooth sounding. You won't get very harsh, but it still sounds like a Telecaster to me. So I'm really impressed with this one. I really like it. I really love it. The pickups, like I said, are the same. The strings on these two guitars are the exact same. So any factor, I feel like I've taken care of it. But the tuners are the typical standard tuners with that go through the tuner itself. But interesting to point out that the 50s one has a button looking kind of thing. They look like little buttons. They don't look the same. Oddly enough, I feel like this guitar, I need to mess with the tuning a little more. I feel like this one tends to go out a little more. But like I said, this one is a little bit more spankier, a little bit more brighter, airy mid-scoop kind of sound, kind of what you would think for a 50s Telecaster. This does it. This has it. This has the Telecaster sound, in my opinion. If your typical Telecaster, this is the sound you're thinking of. One thing I would like to point out is that a lot of reviews, you will see this guitar always seems to have some kind of issue out of the box. It needs a setup or something is not quite right. I'm not really sure what's going on here with the 50s and the 60s and the factories and what's going on, but this guitar, I did get it used, to be fair, and it did need a lot of work. But I did get the impression that the guy who sold it to me in the garage sale, that he didn't really spend a lot of time with this guitar because he didn't know how to set up a guitar. And I think that's really unfortunate. So if you do want to go for the 50s guitar, I will just say maybe take it to somebody who knows how to set up a guitar. And I promise you, you'll have a great sounding Telecaster. It will be worth your money to get a setup or do it yourself if you know how. I just think that both of these guitars sound so different. And like I said, I didn't want to use an overdrive pedal because I felt like clean, you get the gist of it. Just playing it clean, you get the gist that these two sound like different guitars. But hey, I love them both. I really love them both, and they did a fantastic job at, these two Telecasters. I love them. The pickups sound great for both of them. Once you set both guitars up just right, I think you get a fantastic guitar for the money. Really, truly, I believe it. And I hope you guys feel the same, but if you don't, that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I hope this comparison was useful to y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.